My wife and I recently got a more modern couch with some maple feet that we had made, and we wanted a coffee table to match that modern look and the wood color. So I decided to pick up some maple. We looked into getting a slab of some spalted maple to use one giant slab, but the single slab was going to be over $850. So we decided against that, and I decided to put a few pieces together to make up the table. My neighbor let me borrow his domino, and this was, I guess, the second time that I've used it, and it just really makes it easy to line everything up. I glued it all together, making sure to apply clamps to both sides as well as kind of on the ends to hopefully keep it as flat as possible.
I have put some painter's tape on here in hopes to prevent some of the chip out. I'm probably going to put it on the underside as well, just in case. Now I need to mark back from my line 1.5 inches so that I can set my straight edge, because it's 1.5 inches from my guide on my skill saw to the blade. And this is one reason I really don't like a skill saw. I never seem to be able to get a great cut. I don't know if I just wasn't feeding enough or I have a dull blade. Maybe I'm expecting too much of a cheap saw. The tape does seem to have managed some of the tear out, but I've got a lot of these marks and I'm gonna have to sand off.
I used a straight edge to see if I had everything level. I didn't quite, so I marked it with a pencil and then got rid of that ridge using a card scraper.
This interesting check here, I want to, it actually doesn't go that far through the wood. I don't think it's in that much of danger of it continuing to move. But just for decoration, if nothing else, I want to put some Dutchman in here, some bow ties. My idea is to kind of have larger ones that go smaller, smaller, smaller. And I'm just going to cut them out and place them so I can see kind of how they look.
I ended up only using 3 bow ties. I had many more in the beginning, but it just was too many. I didn't like how complicated the design was. Here I'm just cleaning up the ends of the bow ties, and then I put a slight chamfer on the edge. This was my first time trying out a palm router, I actually bought it for this project so that I could hog out most of the material for these bow ties, and it worked really well. I'm glad I purchased that.
I ended up mixing in some real fine walnut sawdust into the epoxy that I was using so that it would be a very dark color. Often if you have fine enough sawdust, this is a good trick. Instead of using some kind of tint or dye in the epoxy, it gives it a more natural look. I started pouring, as you probably saw, and then I stopped and put tape around because I didn't want the extra epoxy that's leaking everywhere with the walnut coloring in it to stain any of the maple that didn't need to be.
Then I put a 1/8 inch roundover on all of the edges. I tried a blend of boiled linseed oil, polyurethane, and mineral spirits, but I did not like the way it looked. For whatever reason on this maple, it was really blotchy, so I sanded it off and started over. Now I'm using just polyurethane. These legs came from Industrial by Design. I highly recommend ordering from them. It was easy, they came quickly, and they were exactly the quality I was looking for. I wiped them down with mineral spirits, then sprayed some clear lacquer on them. I ordered the raw steel and I did not want the steel blackness from it to come off, so that's why I put a clear coat on them. Here I'm just laying them out, setting the legs where I want them to be, and marking around them with some painter's tape. This will help me later to make sure I can get them exactly in the same spot again.
I'm adding 2 washers to this because I'm not sure. The length of the screws is a little bit long, but I don't have 1 1/4, so I'm using 1 5/8.
I will link to Industrial by Design below. They have some great leg offerings, and these were just some of their flat bar steel that they offered. It was time to remove the old coffee table and bring in the new one. Thank you for watching. I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And I will see you on the next one.